Yo people, what's up? This is Mr. UV, aka Mr. Ultraviolet. And in this video, I don't even know what to call the game no more. They done changed their name about 3-4 times over. We just gonna call it the Naruto game. Alright. Now, I might sound a little salty in this video, but there is, a little rainbow at the end of this salt. There are some good things with it. Sadly to say, I won't be around for it though. Now, yes, the game is back. Yes, if you started on all the old apps they had, it does carry over because it's the same servers, using the same server, same system, same whatever term, algorithm, whatever the term it is called. They're using all that same stuff. They never shut the game down. They just took it down, put a new wrapping over it, changed the name, to stick it back in the app store, see how much money they can make off of us until whoever owns Naruto catches on them and then tries to shut them down again. Alright, so we just gonna jump right into it. Now, when I download the game, this is what happened with me. I logged in to see where the game was looking like because I haven't played in months, and they said I had to update the game. So I went to the app store, found out they changed their name again, released a new app. I did all that, downloaded it, and the first thing I checked was my characters, right? And this is what I saw. I seen all these new characters right here, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. Now, I don't know if they're gonna do like they did last time. They showed all this stuff and then they took it back, and they took it out the game because it was a mistake. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through all these new characters and I'm gonna tell you their whole kit. So if they do take them down and then decide to re-release them later on, like they did with Hashirama, if you remember, they took them out and then they end up putting them back in. Basically, I'm gonna have all their kits up on YouTube so you can look at it at any time. So if they do take them down, you'll already know what the character's gonna do, and you already know, all right, they're gonna release this character in the future. That's if you intend on playing this game longer. Spoiler alert, I will not be making any more videos on this game. I'm done. Now, what I will do is I'm gonna give my account away. Basically, I guess maybe at the end of this video, once you watch it, you do all the other crazy stuff that people always say, like, subscribe, all the other bull crap. If you don't want to do it, I don't care. It don't matter. I mean, support me if you want. If you don't, you don't have to. I ain't really tripping out on that. I'm not getting paid for none of this stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Just leave a comment in the comments section. Just say, I want your account. Alright, and I will randomly read all the comments and pick the person to get my account. Now, actually, there will be one thing that, deciding factor or whatever. You have to be on iPhone. You'll have to be on the iPhone to get my account. So if you have an iPhone, leave a comment in the comment section of this video. Say I want the account, and I'm gonna pick a random person. I'm gonna give you my account. At the moment of me recording this video, I think I have like 43,000 gold. Like I said in the last video I did, which I recorded previously before this, I don't buy gold. I bought a whole bunch of it way back when I was playing the game dumb hard, like hundreds of dollars of it, and I just sat on it, and I will only use it when a new or good character came out. And I would showcase him and I add him onto my main team and all that other stuff. Don't worry about what's on the screen right now. I'm gonna go through and read all the kits, and we just gonna get right into it. All right, so let's just start. All right, so we're starting off with Donzo. There is no new A ranks, only S and SS. Now his basic is all right, pretty basic. All right, now with his special, he basically summons a root member. They attack, and they do, decent damage, full control. And then after that, it says that he slows their speed down by 60% for 3 seconds. And each instance of damage additional deals 20% bleed damage, 8-second cooldown. Alright, I don't know what that new term, each instance of damage additional deals. I don't know what that means, but it's in a lot of these guys' kits. Alright, so it's ultimate. He seals the enemy at all costs with 10% of his HP. That's his max HP. Then he does an additional 10% damage. And then after that, he silences the enemy for 8 seconds. That's crazy. 60-second cooldown, they have to do that. Basically, he shuts you down. So when he hits you, you're not going to be able to use any specials or ultimates for 6 seconds. When his health drops below 10%, he gains invulnerability for 1 second, which isn't too crazy. And then he heals. Now, I will say this, the heal is pretty big. It said it starts off at 60%. So he heals for 60%, but he only can use it within 2 minutes, every 2-minute cooldown. So that's kind of trash. They do have a new mic guy. All right, well, I'll go back and say this. Donzo is pretty solid control, but he's not really none too crazy. He's good, though. All right, the new mic guy, this is like gate 7 gate or 6 gate. It's not the 8th gate one. All right, so his basic was pretty, basic. His special, he deals decent damage. He inflicts burn, so he does the fire joint. He is a fire type, so he works good with Sasuke and he fire team. And then he guarantees a critical strike. So he hits him twice, and on the last blow, the third blow, he always crit. 12-second cooldown. So 12 seconds compared to someone like Jiraiya, it's pretty, decent. It's 4 more seconds more than average, which is about 8. All right. So on his ultimate, all right. So he does like 1,000%, of his damage stat, and he gains a extra 30% damage, but he takes 20% more damage. So he's gonna have like defense down on him, but he gained an offense up. That's how it pretty much works. And he has a chance of each instance of damage that he implies on the enemy, they're gonna take an extra 20% more damage. 40-second cooldown. That's alright. It's like a dual double-edged sword type of attack. Then every 25 seconds, he gains super armor for 5 seconds, and he increases his crit rate by 10% and crit damage by 20%. That's standard. So my guy's pretty good. He's better than the original one. All right, so the new guard is S rank. His special is pretty much the same as his last special. He like hits them and then he snares them, meaning they can hit but they can't move. And then on his special, his ultimate, my bad, he does, massive damage. Then he does an extra additional 50% damage if they're snared. So if you hit him with the special first, lock him in spot with snare, and then you hit him with his ultimate, he's gonna do 50% more damage. It's basically like the thing they had with Jiraiya. If they're on fire to hit with burn, inflicted with burn status, they'll do extra damage when he uses his ultimate. All right. Now his passive, every 45 seconds, the next normal attack deals 4% damage to the target's max health and bleed damage. It lasts for 1 second, so it's gonna be instantaneous. He's gonna do 4% of the enemy's max health as bleed damage. He hits them with normal attacks. All right, so he's a PvP monster. The new guard's a PvP monster, and this guy right here, he surprised me. Now his special is basic damage, and he slows him down. Nothing too serious, but his ultimate is great. He does decent damage, and then he gains super armor and 100% damage reflection. So if you get hit, right before they're about to use the ultimate, if he uses his ultimate, he's basically gonna do all that damage they would have did to him back to the enemy. All right, plus the damage that he's gonna inflict himself, which is like a stack and some change. He is a monster. This samurai guy, Mifune, he's a beast. He's a PvP monster. Him and guard, this new guard, are PvP monsters, because if you use him first, when you go to PvP, you put the order of the characters you want. If he's your first person out, the computer controls them. They're always going to use the ultimate, then the special, then a whole bunch of normals until cooldowns come in. If you stick him first, they're going to come in ultimate. He's going to ultimate. So whatever damage they was going to do, he's going to shoot that 100% back at him and take no damage, and he's not going to flinch. Then he's going to inflict his own damage. They're going to be like half health by the time your second person comes in. And then his passive, he executes enemies that's already below 5% health. So he's gonna murk niggas. This guy is a killer machine. He's a monster. Don't sleep on this guy because he's not a ninja and all that, but he do work. All right. Now I did go through and check all of the other characters that was previously in the game, that wasn't new, their kits are the same. Madara's kit is still the same or whatever. Now this is my favorite character in all Naruto. Now his special, he does decent damage, but he also reduces the target's defense by 10% for 3 seconds. 8-second cooldown. So he puts defense down on him. That's on his special. His ultimate is broken. His ultimate, he summons all, the big statue. He does massive damage. He also puts defense down on the enemy again, 40% defense down for 5 seconds. Then he increases his attack for 20 seconds, and his normal attacks is going to do extra damage. Now, they had to give that joint a 60-second cooldown because this ultimate does a whole lot. He's basically increasing all of his attack damage, and he's lowering the enemy's defense. Not to mention, if you use his special first and then his ultimate, that's like I think it's like 40%, and then it was 20%. It's like a 60 or 10%. That's 50% defense down, and he's gaining the offense up. Now, this guy is broken just looking at those alone. Mind you, using attack types, who's already gonna have higher attack stat too. Let's look at his passive. All right, increase health healing by 50%. That's gonna come in later on. HP, if his HP is above 50%, he increases all allies damage by 10%. So he's increasing everybody on the team's damage by 10%. That's if his health is above 50%, that's nothing. Every 15 seconds, he's gonna heal the whole team for 60% of his damage. Remember, he's an attack type, so he's gonna already have high damage. If you build him for damage, that heal is gonna be massive. And you gotta remember that he's healing for 60%. But remember the first sentence, increase healing by 50%. So that's actually 110% heal. That is crazy. Not to mention, he's increasing the whole enemy's attack and his attack. Plus, he's lowering the enemy's defense. He's broken. Tobirama is the same, but Hashirama is the best character in the game thus far. He hasn't even came out. Now, this new Jiraiya is a beast. His special, he deals extra damage. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So he deals, decent damage, but he deals, this is on his normal. He does decent damage on his normal, 261. Now, we're going to give you a little comparison. Minato does the most damage on his normal, 365. He does 261. And if anybody is burned or bleeding, they're going to take extra 5% damage every time he uses his normal. So that's crazy. You put him on a team with Shippuden and Sasuke, because he does bleed and fire, he's killing. Or that free-to-play fire build team that I put in one of my past videos, he's going to be a killer on that team. He's going to be a killer on this thing. That's his basic, his normal. He's making, if they're bleeding or they're burned, they're doing extra damage. And he's doing 261%. He's an attack type, so higher attack stat. All right. Not only that, he slows the enemy down for 20 seconds. Even though it's only, 20%. Even though it's only for 1 second, it's still crazy because it's his normal. He shoots it constantly. All right. His special, he does decent damage. Then he also deals an extra 50% additional damage if they're afflicted with burn or bleed. So he's like the old Jiraiya. And he does the bleed joint. Then on his ultimate, he does decent damage, and once again, he does extra damage if they're afflicted with bleed. They'll take 0.1% damage for every of their max health for 2 seconds, 55-second cooldown. All right, so he hits them, and then he's gonna burn them for 0.1% of their max health for those seconds. All right, now his passive. When his health drops 10%, he instantly heals to full health. 100% of his max health. Then he takes 10% of his max health. So he'll heal to 100% and then he'll drop down 10%. So really it's a 90% heal. And then it says in bleed damage. So it's actually tick damage. It's not instant. He's going to go down 10% in bleed damage. But he increases his crit damage and crit rate, and that's every 30 seconds, and it lasts for 2 seconds. So this Jiraiya is a beast. He's increasing his damage output And if he ever drops under health, he can heal himself up. Pretty much almost full health. And this is my favorite Uchiha, Shisui. Alright. Basically, he's Itachi. He's Martyr with high dodge. He does everything Martyr does. So basically, he hits you, and if you have burn damage, you're gonna take extra damage. And he does massive damage on his ultimate. 45-second cooldowns, like in the middle. But when he uses any attacks, he's gonna dodge. So he's like Minato and Martyr at the same time. And then, as you can see on his passive, he increases his dodge. Now, this is the only thing I don't like about him, is that his crit resistance and his crit damage resistance goes down, but his dodge goes up. Now, that's alright. It's a little alright. It ain't nothing too crazy. But he also does extra damage on his normals, like I think it was Jiraiya. No, I think it was Jiraiya, if they're inflicted with burn. So he's gonna be able to put out crazy damage too. Now, as you can see the trend, all these characters are attack type. So their SS's, so their stats are already higher, and their attack type. So they're already doing crazy damage. Look at that, 1300%. When he uses the attack, he dodges all incoming attacks. Then he's gonna do extra damage with the burn. So he's like, Jiraiya, he's like Martyr mixed with, Minato. Because Minato dodges all the attacks when he does attacks and damage. And then, Martyr, all his abilities, if they're inflicted with burn, he's doing more damage. Alright? Pretty much all these characters are killers. Now, as you can see, they're all freaking SS's. Now, this guy, he's an S. So he's going to be a lot easier to get. Probably a little bit more free-to-play friendly to get, as we already covered that. Whatever, that's fantasy. But whatever. If you can get this guy, go for him. This guy's going to be a killer. This guy right here, single-handedly can change your rank in PvP. You build him, you put a lot of your best gear on him, stick him on the front lines. First character, I'm telling you, their first and second character is going to be wiped out instantly. I ain't gonna say instantly, but it'll be in the blink of an eye because of that reflect damage and that super armor. And this game does not nerf, nor do they buff characters. So he's broken right now. They're not going back and changing no kits. He's gonna be broken, and he's gonna stay broken. I'm telling you. I'm not gonna be playing, but you get him and you continue to play this game, he can change the arena meta. Alright, all these characters can, really. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the next character. I mean, Donzo, he's pretty good. He's nothing too crazy. He's alright. But they do have Obito. So it's Toby without the mask, who he really is. Alright, basic, whatever. Now, his special is kind of weird. So it says that he deals 460% damage, and then he summons 3 fire swirls that circle around the arena, and they deal damage to the enemies. But it says it lasts for 6 seconds. So I don't know if it's tick damage, like it's damage over time, and it equals out to 460%, and it's gonna do that 460% within that 6 seconds. I don't know how that works when you're hitting multiple enemies. If each one of those enemies are gonna take the whole 460, or they're gonna take a percentage depending on how many times they got hit through that 6 seconds. I don't know. The wording on it's crazy, and we can't test it. None of these characters are out. Who knows when they're gonna come out? All right, but had kind of long cooldown. His ultimate, basically, he does decent damage for a control type. He pulls the enemies close, just like Pain, and then the damage that he takes, he dishes out. But it's only 5%, and then it can stack up to 5 times. I don't understand how that works, nor do I understand how this additional deals 10% does more damage. I don't understand none of that. His whole kit is all new type stuff. So this character, I'm not even gonna act like I understand his kit 100%, because even his passive's crazy. It says when using his Uchiha fan, which he uses his fan on his second ability. That's the only one that it actually says fan in. I don't know if he's using his fan in any of his abilities and animation. He's gonna do more damage and all this other crazy stuff. I'm not even gonna really stress this character. He does, but I will say this: his damage reflection, just like hit the old Toby. He's basically the old Toby mixed with Itachi. Sorry, lost for words though. the old Itachi, because he does gain 20% life steal. He does gain 20% life steal. That's not for the whole team like Itachi. That's like for himself. So Itachi's special. He'll get life steal for himself. He's able to heal himself, and he is able to dish damage out that he received. So he has damage reflection, and he does have life steal for himself. But I'm really not understanding how his kit works with all these new terms and stuff. Now this is the last character right here. This new Itachi is crazy. Crazy. We're gonna get into his kit. He's not as crazy as the new Jiraiya or Hashirama, but he's real good. Alright, so special, he does decent damage, blah blah blah. Alright, but look at this. It says on his ultimate, he stuns him, so he does have to petrify again. It just says stun this time for 1 second. And then it says each instant of additional damage, he's gonna deal 10% burn damage. Alright, so I guess if you hit him while they're stunned or whenever, they're gonna get burned. I don't really understand that. I don't understand it too much. I'm not gonna act like I do. But this is crazy right here. This will make him broken. Any skill damage will silence the target for 5 seconds. He also gains 10% damage reduction. Damage reflection. Alright? So let's go back to the first sentence. Any skill damage will silence the target. That means if he hits anybody, they won't be able to use an ultimate or special for 5 seconds. That's his passive. It has no indication saying every 15 seconds he would do this, every 30 seconds he would do this. No, it just says any skill damage is going to silence the target. So if that means unlimited. All right. And then as you can see, he just gets more damage reflection, blah blah blah. The more health he loses, the more damage reflection he does to the enemy. So that's crazy in itself. But that first line, anytime he hits the enemy, they can't use no specials and no ultimates. He's a tank. Now this is how you make an overpowered tank. This guy's broken. Every character they released is broken. We should think this guy was broken. Now I'm just gonna answer this real quick while I'm showing the screen. There's no new feathers. None of the characters, none of the premium characters they released have feathers with the new characters. And I obviously don't know the new characters' feathers. But just to go back on that old Itachi before I end the video, he's broken. Anytime he hits somebody, they can't do anything but basic attacks. And it lasts for 5 seconds. So every time he uses it said any attack. So normals are infinite. He can keep normal attacking. So anytime he uses the normal attack, he's going to make sure that the enemy can only use normal attacks for 5 seconds. Like I said, normal attacks are infinite. So he can put them in an infinite loop of not able to do any damage but normal damage. And he's the tank. Which means he's going to have more armor and more health than normal any of the other characters. That Itachi is broken. Now, you know how my mind works. I like to think about how to put teams together and a little bit of strats and stuff. It don't even matter. With these new characters, pick 4 of them, throw them on the team together, wins, W's. Now, if you put even one of those new characters on a team that that we already have, like pretty much the yin and yangs are the best teams to build. Whether you want to use all blue or all red or a mixture of yin and yang, it doesn't matter. Throw one of them new SS characters on there, broken. Arena's gonna be crazy. As you can see, 9 times there's no new season pass. There's no new VIP. All the VIPs the same. There hasn't been a new season pass release. I checked the events. There's no new releases. There's no new releases inside the login. Everything's the same in the app. That's why I'm not covering none of that. I just went smack tails to characters. Everything's the same. I don't know if they're gonna add new events for these new characters or what, new season pass. I don't know. But as you can see on the screen in the background, there are a couple people. There's 2 people in the crowd that has Tobirama as a partner because they're standing next to him. Now, I will say this. There was a glitch that came out where you was able to get Tobirama to follow you, even though he hasn't came out. Now, I told you, I haven't played for a month. I don't know. I have to do some research. I don't know. I'll leave it in the comments. I'll pin it if I find out that he did have an event and I just missed it. But I don't think he had one. But I will research it. Because like I said, there was a glitch to make them follow you. So those 2 people that have them, they might have done the glitch. I'm not sure. But they could have them. But like I was saying, these new characters are broken. They're broken. So if people was complaining about KCM Naruto event, which cost about damn, I forgot the numbers. I think it was like 35,000 gold. So 35k gold will guarantee you a 4-star unlock of KCM. If people were complaining about that, just only imagine how much gold is gonna cost for an SS character. Probably about 60 to 70. They might sneak it in for 50. They might sneak it in for 50. Cause that's crazy. 70k gold. When I spent hundreds of dollars to get the amount of gold that I had, which was probably like, I probably had about like 100, probably like 130, 140,000 gold. Because I bought gold twice. Since I've been playing for all these months, I bought gold twice. And I bought them when the Fortune Cat came out. So the Fortune Cat came out for me, my server, twice. And each time that it came out, I capitalized on the Fortune Cat by buying gold. And I flipped that gold, gained an extra 7,000. I did a video on it. So if you ever wondering what Fortune Cat do or how to capitalize on that, check my video in the past. That was the only time I bought gold. It was twice. Alright? So I'm just saying, hundreds of dollars for me to be able to do that crap. And I don't know what they're gonna do with these new SS characters, man. Cause the VIP, as you can see, it's all the same. I looked through all the shops on the side as well. All of that is the same. Nothing has changed. The game is 100% the same. All the events, everything. I went through the story. The story still caps out at Pain, level 26. When Pain destroyed the Leaf Village, it still caps out at that point. There's nothing new in the game but these characters. And I think they're going to do what they did last time. That's why I did this whole video. I think they just got them up there to get people all hype, get people playing the game, spending money, talk about, oh, I'm going to get these guys. I can't wait till they come out. And then they might just take them out. They might just take them out and release them one at a time like they did. You know what I'm saying? Because we had to work our way all the way back up to the characters we just got. You know? Toby Rama, the Fourth Kage, all of them, Darui. They was all in. They came out with a new patch, and then they took them out. And then they start releasing them one by one again. So they might do that again with all of these new characters. Or they might just leave them in. Now, how they're going to be released, I don't know. I clicked the source, and none of them tell you how they're going to be released. So with that being said, I'm like, I just feel sad for anybody that continues to play this game. Because I wouldn't say that. I feel sad for anybody that continues to play this game and spends money. I done lost hundreds, thousands on this joint already. That's just me. I done lost probably about almost 2K, which is sad. But I did it for content. I love Naruto. So that's lost to me. But my loss can be somebody's gain. Like I said, I'm going to give my account away. So, like I said, I'm going to give my account away. If you have an iPhone, in the comments of this video, I want you to say, I want your account. And I will randomly pick one person out of those comments. I will invite them to my Discord, and I'll give them the information for them to have this account. I've been Mr. UV. I'll see you in the next one.